Oh, shoot. Getting this going, baby. Oh. Chaser's going under the knife. You guys saw last time we did the front bumper, fenders, things like that. A couple of this needs to get tidied up. Skirts are just kind of dangling and hangling. Nothing really going on there. But now, Anthony's here, as always. Old Faithful, cutting up the Chaser, getting some body lines marked off. We gotta clearance the rear because these cars, the hard body on these Chasers and Mark IIs, the narrowness of it is so bad. These are 18, 9.5 plus 22s. I'm trying to run an 18 by 10 minus like, I think it's like a minus 30 or something on the rear to get the fitment I need to run this kit. So all of this fender has to get cut up and we're just gonna start diving into it and see what we come up with. So welcome to the wide body install for the Chaser. Donnie Baloney, are you ready?
Let's do it.
So one of the big things we're trying to do is create as much space as possible. We're trying to figure out exactly where we should be cutting because what we want to do is take this factory body and reattach it to the wheel well, except in a better fashion than what those spot welds were. So in order to create the space, we're gonna have to cut this up higher, but it looks like we might be able to get away with cutting up even higher into the door to get more clearance. We were already sitting right here with the wheel, the original wheel. The car was still way too high. I would like to get it up to like this seam here. We're gonna get up into the door jamb. It's about to get sketchy, let's go. Nice. That's gotten us like what, a whole nother inch of clearance?
Yep.
So now we just got to figure out what we're going to do with all this.
Clean the corners and then, yeah, how we're going to do all that, seal it all up.
Yeah, I think that's like the cut to do right there. The seal still sits along this edge, so that'll be good. Door seal, and then there's another seal on the inside. We're good. Then we're getting way closer to the flat top of our wheel well inside here to the body. The idea is to have it flat all the way in, so the highest point that the wheel well can be at, we're also meeting with the edge. Cool. Now we just have to take this edge, clean it off, tack weld it, and then we'll cut off all these little piano strips. So now everything's cut, pushed up, tacked into place. Now we can run the grinder or the air saw and cut it all flat. Set up, so now we have this little edge, this little lip that's sticking off the end, and we're gonna go through it now with the flat disc and clean it off, but this is kind of what it should look like. So there you have it. We're gonna end up running some seam sealer and things like that. Yo. So to find the location of where we wanna put all of our weld nuts, we did these temporary self-tappers. That's just to get the body mounted, and then we'll actually remove these, put some weld nuts in and some bolts with beauty washers. Yeah, drill them all out. It's looking good, Tony. It's looking real good. So the last thing to do is throw on the door pieces here. Big fiberglass door piece that blends it into the over fender that'll go on right here, and then we just got to go to the other side and do the same thing, so we'll repeat it all again. So that's pretty much it at Proper. Let's go to the house. Fender's on, fitment is freaking dialed. I started off with an adapter that Andy just kind of had laying around, and it wasn't bad, but what ended up happening was it pushed the wheel out just a little too far where the tire started rubbing. I went back to Andy and told him I needed something that was a 13 mil, so we went from essentially 15 mil to 13 mil and put the tire exactly where I wanted. So now when the car is under compression, the tire will go up into the fender without touching the fender. The issue is, I was trying to do some stuff on the front end, but we realized once we install the angle kit that the wheel's gonna be way too wide. So I'm gonna have to go back and get a 5x114 spacer and put the AP6 ESR back onto the rear end of the car. The fitment's super dialed on this. I'll probably sink in the wheel just a little bit more so that I can reduce the camber. Me, I prefer to run the tire flat face on the floor so that I'm getting a full contact patch and I'm not wasting anything. It's not bad. I just want to be able to zero camber, so I'm probably gonna have to go in a little bit more. So I'll get the new AP6 and I'll measure it out, and then at some point in the future, I'll show you the entire fitment all the way around the car. We still gotta paint all this stuff that Tony cut on the rear quarter panel. After that, it's just getting all this body stuff fitted and done, and then we can wrap the car. Soon it'll be sick. Thanks for watching, boys. Hold fast.